we are going to talk about how to actually start day trading. I'm Maya, this is Max, my brother, and yeah, let's get into it.
So this video is not going to be about what the stock market is. It's just going to be about how to learn about what the stock market is and what we did.
So we're going to go over 3 different phases. The first one being the learning phase, which in my opinion is probably the most important, especially coming into trading as a beginner.
So what we did is we went to YouTube and just searched up what is the stock market.
We on God did.
Learning about it in like a very general way and learning about the different ways to trade in it is very good, whether it be options, stocks, or futures.
Or even Forex.
Yeah.
Don't forget the Forex.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't know what any of that is, it doesn't matter. The point is to go learn about it and just let it wash over you what it generally is.
100%. I mean, I spent 6 months, 5-6 months, just learning everything I could, videos, free courses, anything I could find, I would watch it on repeat from different people.
So once we learned a bit about options, stocks, and futures, we sort of appealed to futures a lot more because it was very simple to understand about how they work, and you need very minimal capital, and you can use prop firms trading them as well.
Exactly.
And so,
whereas options, I'd probably say options is a little bit more advanced because it goes into puts and calls. Or I don't know, for me, it like when I look at options, I'm like, oh my God.
There's like Greece in it as well.
Yes, there's a lot more to it.
In this phase, you're basically going to learn that market structure does exist. There is structure to the market, and it's an actual skill you have to learn. It's not all luck.
100%.
Once we found out that we liked futures, we dialed in on that and looked at different futures courses, free ones on YouTube to watch. We can name drop some people in the comments about who we watched and we really think are authentic and honest.
There are so many different strategies out there. I mean, there's even different time frames, there's different ways to trade, and learning and going over just the basics of the different swing trading, day trading, and just maybe trend line trading with price action or order flow, supply and demand. There's so many different ways, and you want to kind of get like a brief idea, not knowing what the strategy is, but just a brief idea on all of it. So then you can figure out what works best for you and how you would like to trade.
It's just the one that appeals to you the most when you first look at it. If you're like, that sounds really cool, I look at that, I understand that a lot, then you go for that one.
100%. So pretty much for the first 6 months, you don't even want to think about stepping into the markets. That is so far off of what you need to be thinking about. You want to be thinking about learning, watching videos on repeat. Even if you have no clue what it is talking about, it is the repeatability and consistency of watching these things over and over and over, have somewhat of an idea based off repetition.
I mean, I was watching videos for a whole year before I placed my first trade. That's how long I took to really...
That's crazy.
I know.
It only took me 6 months.
Well, I sort of wanted to learn a lot. I was watching a few different courses and a lot of different things to... When I stepped into the market, I knew what I was looking at.
Yes, 100%. I mean, even now, I'm trading, but I don't know everything. You know, you learn as you go, and that's probably the beauty of trading.
You're always learning. There's no end to it. You're always learning.
Exactly. Sim phase.
This is the phase where you'll apply everything you learned onto the markets without risking your actual money. The strategies you learned in your learning phase, you can start testing them out and seeing what works and what doesn't, and then refining it until you start to become a little bit consistent with it.
100%. Get a little bit of a feel of what you like, and even just getting used to like some of the buttons, like buy market, sell market,
how to
what a
actually
limit order
navigate
is.
the platform as well.
100%.
And going into platforms, we've named a couple here.
For futures trading, there's Tradeovate, there's Interactive Brokers, there's NinjaTrader. There's so many options out there. Personally, we use NinjaTrader for our futures, and also a little bit of Interactive Brokers for the investing side of things.
These are just some of the platforms that we have experience with and we'd recommend to you guys. We'll put links to them in the description. And for options or stock trading, in our opinion, and just the platforms that we've had experience with again, is Thinkorswim, Interactive Brokers, and Tastytrade. Again, there'll be links in the description.
So pretty much the whole sim phase is just building up your screen time to get familiar with how the market moves and just familiar with yourself, with the buttons and etc.
Yeah, because the market does move very similar, has repeating patterns on the intraday basis, and this sim phase is just to get familiar with that.
100%.
It's important that in this phase as well, you're also journaling every trade you take. It's just gathering data to find out what works and what doesn't. If a trade doesn't work out, you'll go back to your journal and you'll see why, a way to speed up the learning process.
100%.
And yeah, you don't need a fancy journaling website. Just go to Google Docs, take a couple screenshots of your chart and write a bit about the trade.
Literally, I mean, we use Discord, ironically. We've just got literally just us and our dad, and we just got jotted in there every time we make a trade. And it's just to look back on, see your mistakes, see what you're repeating, maybe without even you noticing.
Yeah, I review my journal trades every week, and I write a bit about it, and then I review that review on like the Monday. I'm a bit overkill with it, but
Yeah, he's a bit OCD, but it's okay.
But I like my journaling. It helps me a lot, like seeing what I can wean out and make better in my trades.
Exactly. Now, this is a must. You must absolutely, we recommend a must, that you read these 2 books. And I know if you're not a reader, that's fine, whatever. But I recommend these highly, especially when it comes to the psychology side of things. Trading in a Zone by Mark Douglas. You've probably heard of this. Great book. I think it's improved my trading and the way I look at the market so much differently from when I started.
And The Psychology of Trading by Brett Steenbarger. I don't know how to pronounce that last name. But these books are extremely good because trading is all about psychology.
100%.
It's like 20% what you know about the market and 80% psychology. And so reading these books early on will give you a huge edge and boost in your learning phase. Also, if you don't like reading, the Trading in the Zone book by Mark Douglas is available on Spotify as an audiobook.
It's literally you versus you in the market. Your greed, your fear, your emotions, they all come into play. They all come into play, and you'll figure that out when we move on to the prop firm phase. The 3rd phase is the prop firm phase. Now, this is great, especially to excel your learning, but you do not want to start the prop firm phase unless you have really mastered the learning phase and then the sim trading phase. A prop firm is like a big company that has a lot of money for trading. They say if you can show us that you are good at trading, then you can use our money to trade.
It's a great way to start trading with big capital without risking your own capital. There are some trade-offs to this. If you make money, you do have to share some of those profits with the prop firm, but it's like a 90-10 split, 90 to you, 10 to the prop firm. And there are some strict rules around these accounts, which would be like a drawdown limit and so you don't lose too much of that money.
Yeah, because you are trading with, obviously, this company's money, and they don't want to go bankrupt overnight. So pretty much the company is a big piggy bank. You're a trader who trades with that money.
The profits you make are shared, and you can't have big losses on their capital and your own capital. So it's a great way to get started with actual upside to make real money.
Which is great also as a beginner because it starts to play your emotions into trading, whereas you won't have that on the sim.
Just because you'll be consistent on the sim for that 6-month period doesn't mean you'll be consistent in prop firms because of the whole psychology of trading and having sort of real money on the line.
Exactly. Like once you get your emotions into it, the whole game changes. And you will realize that as soon as you start trading on prop firms.
We're in the prop firm phase right now, trading accounts, blowing them, trying to get them back, trying to find that consistency.
Yes.
But it's just a process and you go through it. You've got to go through it to get through it. And
And don't be like, this phase can literally take however long. Like some people, it takes them years. So you're not going to get overnight success. Overnight success is not a real thing in trading. Like, you can get a great winner, but to do that consistently and successfully like that, it takes time.
It's a skill. Yeah, it's a skill that builds up.
Building a skill. It's important to not give up. I mean, I know Max has probably felt it a couple times blowing accounts. He's blown a lot more than me, where it's like, just want to give up. But like, you're too far in. You have to keep going.
Don't dig me under that basket.
Like, if you can see yourself at the other end of that tunnel, go for it. Because if you work hard and you do this consistently and you give it your all, I can guarantee in about 5 years, you will not be in the same position you are in right now.
So it's not something to rush and get rich quick. It's something to learn. It's an actual skill that you're learning. Like anything, it takes time.
Exactly. So overall, the learn phase, take your time with this. It is probably the most important to get a base. Second phase, the sim phase. It is great to get knowledge about how to use the platforms, what to click, what buttons there are, get familiar with it. And then the last phase, the prop firm phase. This is where your emotions come into play and you really get to understand who you are as a trader and how your emotions come into play from your inner beliefs.
Yeah, like I said, we're in the middle of the journey right now. If you're interested in tracking our journey, we're documenting it all here on YouTube and Instagram. The links to that will be in the description. And all the links to everything we've mentioned in this video will also be in the description.
By no means we're not professionals or anything. This is just our honest review and what we think would benefit you guys the most, or what we would have loved to know getting into trading as when we started.
If you have any questions about this video, about us, or about trading, ask them in the comments below, because we'll answer all your questions there.
Overall, this is a skill and it will take time, so do not put that pressure on yourself. We hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it was a bit informative and you got something out of it. But I think that's a wrap today. Bye!